Welcome to the day 6 of 21-day Spring Equinox Challenge. Today on the mat we will practice a sun salutation sequence that you would like maybe to start your day or to do it in between your meetings, just to allow your body to move. It's a full body exercise, and we're going to be starting on the front of the mat. You might want to prepare 2 blocks if you have them. Otherwise, I will just give you some adjustments ideas. So let us come into the standing position, mountain pose, setting the feet hip distance. Think of a second toe straight forward, and you would like to align your hip bones exactly on the center of your feet, aligning with the second toe. That's the anatomical position in standing, taking the palms slightly forward, externally rotating your shoulders, and engaging a bit of the lower abdomen and glutes to set the pelvis in a neutral position to create this support from the lower body to the upper body. Taking a couple of long exhales to just cleanse the respiratory system from the air that we maybe have as a residue there, and taking the breath through the nostrils, trying to find nice pace of breathing, not too shallow and not too deep. You don't want to hold the breath. You just want to find a nice rhythm that we will use as the guidance for the breath. With inhale, let's lift the arms up. Stretch through the tip of the fingers up toward the ceiling. Don't extend through the lower back. Bring the palms together. Exhale, fold forward all the way down into the Paschimottanasana. Fold forward. You can interlace the hands and bring them on the back of the head, and maybe slightly stretch the torso down, working with the gravity, letting the head pull the spine down. Then lift the chest slightly up and step your left foot back, dropping the left knee down to the floor. Finding your low lunge, you're welcome to have a couple of pulses to just find the comfortable opening in the hip flexors, and then bring your hands on the right knee, your front knee, taking the arms overhead, turning the palms facing front, opening the chest a little bit, bringing the gaze up toward the ceiling, taking a deep inhale and exhale through the mouth. On exhale, bring the hands on the both sides of the right foot. Step your knees together and press your hips back. Stretch your arms forward and find your active child pose. You might even lift the base of the palms and get your elbows straight. Feel really active stretch on the sides of the body. On next inhale, look forward and step your left foot forward in a comfortable low lunge, finding where it's comfortable to stretch the hip flexor. Bring the hands on the left knee, and then taking the arms through the sides up, open the chest, press the palms slightly back, take a deep inhale and exhale through the mouth. On exhale, bring the hands on the floor, step your knees together again, press the hips back, stretch the arms forward, and then look forward and slide your forearms down into the Sphinx pose, maintaining 90 degrees through your elbows. Make sure that the shoulders are not shrugging up toward the ears. Get opening on the front and feel like you're stretching the front of the body. And let us, with inhale, lift the elbows just a little bit up. It's just the first back bend, and then exhale down. Make sure that you support your lower back with a strong glutes, strong legs. Inhale and lift. Think of pulling the belly button slightly in. Exhale down. One more time. Lift the chest. Inhale, and then exhale. Come all the way down and reset your hands on the sides of the ribcage into the chest. Exhale, come into the cat stretch, and then adjust the hands position, adjust the feet position, and come to your first downward dog. Set your feet hip distance. You can start with a slightly bent knees. Bring the head between the arms. Send your tailbone up toward the ceiling, and emphasize mostly the traction of the spine. So you want to maintain your spine straight, trying to avoid rounding in the lower back. On next inhale, look forward and just go small steps to the front of the mat. Set your feet again, hip distance, hand here for the breath, and then let slowly vertebra by vertebra come up into standing position. Exhale. Let's go to the second set. Inhale, lift the arms up. Hinge from the hips, exhale, folding forward, releasing the head down. Stepping the left foot back, dropping the left knee down to the floor. So here you might want to use the block. If you don't have a block, just have a tip of the fingers touching the floor. Bring the right hand to the thigh, send your left shoulder forward and gently twist to the right. You can bring the right hand to your lower back to emphasize grounding through the left knee. On exhale, unfold and step into the downward dog. Exhale, long spine, head between the arms. Let us drop the knees down to the floor and step the left foot forward. Again, you might use the block or just tip of the fingers touching the floor. Rotate to the left. Press the right hip forward and think of external rotation of the left shoulder. Left hand can come to your lower back here. Feel grounding through the back knee. On exhale, unfold and step into the downward dog. Exhale, long spine. On next inhale, flow into plank. Let us, for the first one, drop the knees down to the floor. And as we discussed in the previous sessions, let us have the shoulders above the palms. Push the floor. Think of puffing the space between the shoulder blades. You can stay here or you can go into full plank, and then let's bend the elbows and come all the way down to the floor. You should end up with the hands on the sides of the rib cage, base of the palms aligned with the lower rib. Point the toes, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest up. Don't worry to go high. Think of a baby cobra, neck is neutral. Don't lift the chin high. And then start pressing the floor, pull the belly in, bring the chin to the chest, and have a moment in the cat stretch. It's a contour pose for your back bend, and then tuck your toes, exhale, come into the downward dog. Exhale, long spine. So every downward dog, you want to think of pressing the floor away, feeling space between the shoulders and the ears. So don't shrug the shoulders here. Find the great control of your scapula, and then look forward and walk to the front of the mat. Set your feet hip distance. Exhale, drop the head. Let's very slowly come up into standing position. Exhale. Let us flow again. Inhale. Hinging from the hips. Exhale, folding forward. Stepping the left foot back, and this time keeping the knee off the floor. Let us lift the torso up. Bring the hands to the hips and think of grounding yourself through the back leg. Press the back heel down. The front knee is just for balance. It has to be 90 degrees. And when you're ready, from the shoulders, lift the arms up into the warrior one. Keep all fingers together. Keep your arms strong. If you have a limitation in your shoulders, just lower the arms. Maybe they should be 45 degrees or even parallel to the floor. Don't have your elbows bent here. Just find out where the shoulders allows you to get the arms into extension. On exhale, bring the hands on the floor and slide your right foot back into plank. Hold the plank, strong glutes. Think of resisting the gravity from the front of the body. From here, you can drop the knees or go full chaturanga down. Exhale. Hands on the sides of the rib cage. Roll the shoulders back. Lift your chest again. And this time we're going to lift the palms off the floor. So I want to emphasize that you don't really need your hands. You back bending here by using all the muscles of posterior chain. Press the hands to the floor, chin to the chest, and come to the cat stretch for the breath. Tuck the toes, exhale. Come into the downward dog, head between the arms. Long spine, taking the breath. Then step in the right foot a little bit closer to the midline and step in the left foot forward. If it takes you several steps, that's fine. Finding your distance of the feet into lunge. You lift the torso up. Use the back leg for support. Make sure that you're not collapsing to the front quad. And when you're ready from the shoulders, lift the arms. Again, if it has to be here, it's fine. If it has to be here, it's fine. Feel that your arms are working, reaching through the tip of the fingers forward. On exhale, bring the hands on the floor. Slide your left foot back into plank, strong glutes. Again, your choice, chaturanga or bend knees. Come all the way down. Inhale, lift the chest. Lift the palms off the floor. Feel like your elbows goes toward the hips, forearms 90 degree, and neck is relaxed. Press the hands down to the floor, chin to the chest. Exhale. Tuck your toes and come into the downward dog. This time we're going to hold this downward dog for 5 breaths. And just think of each breath. Create a bit of a more space along the spine. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Look forward and walk to the front of the mat. Set your feet hip distance, hand here, and then very slowly come up into standing position. Exhale, taking the breath. So let us just find where the poke are your hip flexors, where are you hinging, and think of the chair that is behind your seat bones. Don't worry about your knees, and send the body weight backward. Bring body weight to the heels, and bring your arms parallel to the floor. Come into chair pose. Hold. Don't extend through the lower back. Maintain very strong strings on the front of the body. Then send your seat bones back. Slide your hands below the knees and come into half fold, your hip hinge. Very important functional position of the body. Maintaining neutral spine, not tucking the tailbone under. Then we'll touch the floor and step the left foot back and immediately drop the left heel down to the floor. Walk your hands to the left edge of the mat and lift the torso up. So we're coming into warrior 2 legs. And here is importance is the front knee. We're not allowing the knee to collapse in. We find in the alignment of the knee forward, and only then you just working with the left hip, whatever feels comfortable. Let us take the arms overhead and then open them to the side, making sure that we're not collapsing forward, finding the midline here on the center, and then turn your head to the right. Hold here, press the front knee forward, ground yourself through the back foot, making a huge circle with the left arm, and see if you can slide your right foot back into plank. And again, your choice, you can drop the knees, exhale down. Inhale, lift yourself up. You're welcome to practice with the hands off the mat. Press the hands, chin to the chest. Exhale, come into the downward dog. On next inhale, stepping the left foot forward and dropping the right heel down to the floor. Walking the hands to the edge of the mat and lifting the torso up. Again, sending the front knee forward. It doesn't need to collapse forward. Work with the back hip, whatever feels right. Outer edge of the foot is grounded. Shoulders above the hips, take the arms up, inhale, and then open arms to the both direction. And only when you're aware of the equal awareness of the arms, you can bring your gaze to the left middle finger. Making a huge circle with the right arm, stepping into plank, lowering yourself. Inhale, come into cobra, and then press yourself into the child pose. Exhale, bring the arms on the sides of the hips. Take the moment to catch the breath. Calm down. And then find a way to lift the head off the floor. Come into seated position. It could be cross-legged. bring the hands in front of the heart. And thank yourself for having those several minutes to practice a sequence of sun salutation to allow the full body warm up that you definitely will benefit through the rest of the day. Namaste.